heal on the face, this time it is. And now Jurgen has no minions, no board. Still fighting for the board. Even though I don't think that's the way you're still going to win this game. But on the other hand, what do I know? Easiest turn of Seraph's life, the Divine Spirit Inner Fire combo prevails in the end and gives Seraph the win. But now Jurgen knows all the tricks in the book. So his next... what will his next class be? Here we go, it's 1 against 2. And player 1, which is Seraph, has his score on the board. And now Jurgen will have to pick another deck, and what he has left is Warrior and Mage. So if I were him, if I had Pirate Warrior, I would play it now. If I had any kind of Mage really, it's fine as well. If you have Taunt Warrior, you play the Mage definitely. So let's presume that if he has Taunt Warrior, he plays the Mage now. If he has Pirate Warrior, he'll play the Warrior. Pretty sure that's correct. At least he's thinking about it for a bit. Which is good. Jurgen's like, oh, I lost the game, I can't. Am I out now? But no, it's not that harsh. You can still lose one more. And even then you're not out. Here we go. Next game. Mage versus Whisper, versus Tyrande Whisper Wind, which is a priest. Let's presume that it's not a Pirate Warrior then. Here we go with Jurgen on the Burn Mage. Oh no, it's probably Secret Mage then, if I see that mirror entity. Which also means that he is slightly favored. And with slightly I mean 53%. With this starting hand though, slightly more, I guess. The starting hand of Seraph isn't bad either though. Do you coin the Bookworm here to get more pressure on the board? If he has Shadow Word Bane, you're behind anyway. Ice Block, that's an interesting pickup. Might save his bacon, but I don't think it's too important in this matchup, since the priest is more like about surviving and healing. Not so much about killing. Deathwing, a final goodbye. If you survive until turn 10, you win as priest. Don't worry about that, it's fine. I don't think this Deathwing will ever be useful. He should have picked the Bookworm there. Bookworm can get a lot of value. Decides to play the Apprentice here and probably double trade. If he does, however, a Potion of Madness, which I'm not sure that Seraph runs, will be devastating, because you can pick the Mana Worm up and throw it into the 3-2. So, very dangerous play. I think Seraph's only option here is to play that Shadow Visions. And hopefully he finds his Potion of Madness, but he might not be running that card.
What is in
Interesting. Here we go. What can he choose? Another Shadow Visions, Shadow Word Bane and Divine Spirit. Not the cards he's looking for. Even though Shadow Word Bane is not that bad. Oh, Primordial Glyph together with that Sorcerer's Apprentice. That is a free card right there. What will he get? Counterspell or Potion of Polymorph? Both are not the best cards. Chooses to go for the Counterspell to at least prevent that Shadow Word Bane. And sets up some more board, goes face for 10 damage already, so that means that in 2 turns Seraph will die as it stands now. Will Seraph be able to do something against it? Tries the Shadow Word Bane, doesn't work. Heals himself, but that's a large tempo swing for Jurgen, and he has to follow up in the Cabal Crystal Runner. But he could go more aggressive. He's already seen the coin, so he knows that there is no need to play around Dragonfire Pot this turn. Could just play Mana Worm, Ice Block and Frostbolt. That would be a total of 6, 9, 12, 14 damage, which puts his opponent on 8. That's enough to kill him next turn. On the other hand, this is 9 damage, which puts him on 13. Which is enough to win this game as well. So as I said before, I don't think you'll get to Deathwing, but I was wrong. I thought you would get to the Bookworm, but apparently you don't. That's the Dragonite operative here would be very, very greedy play. You can't get anything from that. He says to go with the better play, in my opinion. But still, is this enough? It's 5 plus 3 is 8, plus 3 is 11, plus 4 is 15. So if I counted correctly, and I did, this is lethal, which means that Jurgen will win this first match of the day. Which also means I'm going to really quickly look for another match. So guys, this was match 1. We'll go to a quick break and then we'll continue with the next match. Be right back.
In my opinion, a Strike Series has all that you might need for gaming. I can actually think of anything that could improve this keyboard. How about RGB?
That would be sick.
And here we go into the second match of the day. It is Alcoholic versus Raven. And apparently Raven is playing Mage, Rogue, Paladin. Well, Alcoholic is playing Druid, Shaman, Mage. Let me type this up real quick. There we go. But which kinds of mage do we see? Because they're both open mage, which is a good strategy. Mage is a very all-around deck, as we saw just now as well. It had a pretty easy win against Priest, but can also win very easily against aggro. Okay, so let's hope the stream is still alive, and it is. So we just had that short disconnect that I experienced as well, and I'm happy we don't have the 10 minutes delay. Now this is another first round match, by the way, because these guys had some issues, but that's good for us because now we can see this kind of high level match. Both players are higher than Jurgen, which was rank 7, because Alcoholic is rank 4, while Raven is rank 5. So these guys are no slouches, they know what they're playing and they know what they're doing. We see the Gluttonous Ooze deck in the deck of Raven, and we see the Yogg in the deck of Alcoholic. So this is not a mirror match at all. We see a Burn Mage from Raven against a Secret Mage of Alcoholic. Which will be successful? That is the real question. Who gets a Kabbalist Stone for even more value, but does he need that value in this matchup? I don't think so. I think it's fine like this. He already has his Ice Block up, and the real question here is, does Alcoholic have an Eater of Secrets in his deck? I don't think he does. He does, however, have Spellbender against the Polymorph in hand and Mirror Entity against whatever is going to be played by Raven. Raven has kind of an awkward hand. What can he play here? Can't play the Ice Block and Ooze. Even if he plays the Ooze, it'll just get copied, so he decides to play the Primordial Glyph. Nothing happens, gets the Frostbolt. That's always a good pick. Doesn't go for it though. Oh wow, I would have instantly gone for that Frostbolt to deal with the 3-2. Decides against it. Also notice that it's not counterspell. Why did he ping the face above the 2-1? That's the real question. Oh, and there, straight into that counterspell. Maybe he should have been slightly less greedy there. But he's like, okay, what's the chances of him picking up counterspell from a Primordial Glyph? Those chances are so small, and it's the only secret that can counter this. Well, chances were large enough to get him some trouble. There's a Flame Strike, not a targeted spell. Oh, wait, am I seeing this correctly? A Kabbalist Tome in the Secret Mage? That's interesting. That's not something you see every day. You have many secrets. Counterspell is one of them. So how are you going to test this, Raven? Ooh, Medivh pickup, but he can't play it because he knows there's Mirror Entity. So now he needs to play his Gluttonous Ooze. He also knows that there's no Medivh in Alcoholic's deck, or at least probably no Medivh, right? Because if you see a Kirin Tor Mage, then you know that there is no Burn Mage. So no Alexstrasza, no Medivh, no AoEs. Easy life. You really want to play the Medivh here, but you know you can't. Feels bad, man. I think you go for the Gluttonous Ooze into... what's it called? Elise Trailblazer. Tricky turn for Raven because he knows that everything he will do will get countered at some point. So the best thing in this case is to do twice the same thing, like playing minions. You play 2 minions, then you know that only one gets countered. And that's exactly what Raven decides to do. So a good play by him, I agree, on this play. However, Alcoholic has stall for days. Ooh, but it's better to portal the 5-5, right? He hasn't tested for Spellbender yet, but if you're an experienced player, you know that he has a ice block in this case, because the burn mage usually runs 2 ice blocks and then another secret, usually counterspell, but it could be ice barrier. Alex from the top, but you can't play it because it'll just get copied, and if it gets copied, you're in trouble, that's for sure. And there's still a counterspell as well. He decides to play the Fireball, will get counterspelled. Then the Frost Nova, which will not get counterspelled. Okay, so no burst or no proc on the block from Alcoholic Dister. What will he get from the Babbling Book? Oh, that's not good. That's not good at all. Goes for the slow play. Saw that Raven is in kind of a desperate situation because of all the secrets. But at least the counterspell is proc now. Oh, that's a great pickup. He can clear the board with this. But still, you can't get ahead on board, and that's the real problem here. You can clear the board all you want, but if you don't ever get ahead on board, you're still going to lose. Oh, that's a proc. You definitely go for it. Yep, Alcoholic sees it. 2 fireballs in the face, procs the ice block, which will probably lead to an Alexstrasza on his own face. But that just gives an Alexstrasza to his opponent. So will he go? Oh, that's a great pickup to get around the mirror entity, but he decides to Alex himself anyway, which does indeed give an Alex to his opponent. So Frostbolt is lethal at this point for Alcoholic. Yeah, that was a mistake, definitely. He had a good way to proc this, proc this mirror entity with the Arcanologist. But that's some trouble for sure. And he decides to go face, I like it. Should copy his own dude and then polymorph the opponent's. Yup. Don't forget to play that Molten Reflection on your Alexstrasza for a second Alexstrasza. Brings life and dawn, but mostly dawn for Raven in this case. Even if it was his own Alexstrasza, so I was like, yeah, Secret Mage doesn't run Alexstrasza, well, now you have 2. That's interesting. Arcane Intellect to draw, but at least there's no secrets anymore, right? So the one polymorph will get cast Spellbender. Oh, I totally forgot about that. By the Babbling Book as well. Feels bad, man. This might just proc Raven to give this game up. At least now you both have cheap. Feels good, man. Oh, but that's too slow because now you play the ice block, which is your second ice block. It will get popped for sure, and then you have, but you need 2 turns to proc Alcoholic here. Maybe if you get a freeze, but now you're on 1 HP already. Lyra the Sunshard giving free priest cards a heal as well. Wow, everything is in the favor of Alcoholic this game. There we go, even the Forbidden Shaping for more priest cards, but he must be really happy already, and there's the value he needs. Even as Yogg, still has Yogg in his hand, there's no way that Raven is still going to win this. Even if he gets Cabal Courier into Ice Block, or Glyph into Ice Block, which is, the chance on Glyph into Ice Block is larger than Cabal Courier into Ice Block, by the way. So you should go for Glyph here. Then you Fireball face, and then next turn you Power Blast. It feels like a fail-safe plan, but all of a sudden there's heal in the hand of Alcoholic. And that is not the ice block he needed. No Arcane Intellect, no amount of card draw will help him here because he already played both of his Arcane Intellect. So he decides to play the Cabal Courier and hopefully get something in return. If he would have gotten the healing potion, I think he would have just gotten more sad at this point. Yeah, just plays his hand out, throw it fireball, but that's not enough, and this means that game 1 is done. And I'll quickly update the scores, because Alcoholic is ahead by 1 against 0. Feels good, man, if you're Alcoholic. Feels bad, man, if you are the other guy, which is Raven. Got invited by another player in this tournament, Stefan Sim, to watch his game because he just started his match. Well, with his rank, I think we'll see him later on, because he is an even higher legend rank than me. I'm rank 315 legend, he's rank 276. So yeah, I do expect him to get to the finals, to be honest. If based on rank alone, he's probably the strongest player in this tournament. At this point, we're just waiting a bit for Raven and for Alcoholic to pick their decks. For Alcoholic, it's an easy pick, of course. He still has to play the mage, while Raven will have to switch to something else, and that something else is Rogue or Paladin. Against this mage, you don't really want to pick Rogue, or you do want to pick Paladin. Oh, apparently I asked him to wait for 5 minutes. That's fine, but then we will go to a quick break screen. Let me fix the break screen on 5 minutes, so that's like, yeah, we're back in this time. So see you soon. Well, this was the shortest 5 minutes of my life. Let's go into the game once again. We have a 1-0 lead for Alcoholic, and Raven decides to go with the Rogue because he has a Miracle Rogue instead of the Quest Rogue that I kinda expected him to have. What will we see here? Apparently we see Alcoholic with a token route now. That's not right. I'll warn him about this, that he was supposed to still be playing the mage. If both players don't realize that it's last hero standing, should I tell them? Or should I just let them be content with the way they are? This is kinda unfair to Raven.